Well, hey crafty friends, it's Hiedi Scott with DiyDreaming, and on this video tutorial we're going to make some super fun but really easy pillows for my new back porch that will be good to be outdoors. It'll be covered, so they're not going to be rained on or snowed on, but they should hold up just great. So as you're hopping on, say hello, let me know where you're watching from, feel free to spinkle. And I'm going to be using these awesome pillow covers that you can get from MagnoliaDIY.com. And then at some point next week, I'll use this lumbar pillow cover, to create something else that will kind of go along with this idea. Okay, so I'm doing one side, winter Christmas, the other side, summer, kind of all season. And that way I can just turn them around. So let me show you what I have done so far, because I've been busy this morning. Look at this. You are my sunshine. And to me, sunflowers can be both summery and fallish. And mentioning sunshine just makes me think of, summertime. This one, I did one side already with the most adorable. This design is so dang cute, you guys. It's this one right here, which I think is called Houses and Trees pattern. And I've made quite a few things with it. Let me just show you real quick and then we'll jump right in. Here is a tea towel I made with it, and I put that cute little thing on the back of it. And here is another tea towel that I made, and I put this cute little thing on the back of it. I know I've done a couple other things too, but I don't have them handy, so we're going to put something non-seasonal on the other side, and then we'll put something that is Christmassy on the other side of this one. And let me remember which is which. So typically I will put something in between the layers of the front and back of a pillow, except I'm not going to with these because I have used these a ton and they're really thick and the ink is not going to go from one side through to the other side. I just know that from experience. So I was thinking about this pretty design for the other side. It's a quote from Ecclesiastes, and it just has this pretty wreath, which I think is not tied to any particular season. And it says, "To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven." Ecclesiastes 3:1. And I opted to go with a very kind of plain color scheme of black and cream, because those are going to be my main colors out in the back, and then I will highlight with pops of seasonal colors. Okay, so these designs are adhesive. They have a little bit of stretch. They're reusable many, many, many times. I've made several projects with this, and this is what will be on the other side. So this pillow I can just flip from one side to the other, whenever I want. And I'm going to set these out. I'm going to go get some new inserts that I can use for my outdoor pillows, and I will keep those out on the sofa on our back porch. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to use this giant squeegee, which is from MagnoliaDIY.com. Just run it over my stencil to make sure that I have my stencil pressed down really well, okay? And then I am going to be mindful that I don't go over and over and over and over and over and over, because when you do, then you are pushing generally too much of your medium through the holes in your stencil, and it looks like kind of smudged, kind of not crisp. So that's the plan. And I'm using ink from MagnoliaDIY.com. When this is fully dry, this side is already, this side here is fully dry, but when this one is fully dry too, I will heat set both sides of this. I will put a piece of parchment paper in between the design and my iron. I'll set my iron about cotton, no steam, go over it for 3 or 4 minutes on each side. Then these pillows will be washable, dryable, sittable, usable, all those good things. And I am in the mood to start making fun things for our new porch, so be on the lookout for that. And I've got it on myself already. Okay, hang on just a sec. Okay. All right, so I just put some blobs on here. Let's see if I can pull the camera down a little better. And I'm going to just use one of these small cut apart squeegees. And I'm just going to grab this ink. Being careful not to go outside of the borders of this design. And I'm trying to just basically get my ink on the stencil, push it through the holes, and then force myself to stop. I do have a brand new jar of black chalk paste. If you're wondering what color chalk paste I use the most, I would say I do a ton of t-shirts. I almost always do them on a colored shirt with white ink. And then I tend to do a lot of things in black ink. So I would say black and white ink are the colors that I use the most. And just in case you're one of many people out there that think that using ink is hard, it's honestly no different from using chalk paste. The only real difference is just that you need to heat set it. I'm just picking up the big globs and making sure again that my fingers are clean. Let's take a little peek. And it looks great. There is a season for everything and a purpose, and a time for every purpose under heaven. Okay, this is going in my tub of water over here until I can get out to the kitchen to wash it off. Let me show you what this looks like. Isn't that pretty? So there's one side, and here's the other side. So I will patiently let this dry for 2 or 3 hours, or maybe longer. Then I'll let it, I'll heat set it with a hot iron. Then I'll stuff it, and I will get pictures over the next couple days of this pillow out, both sides up, on our back porch. So let me set that aside so I don't bump it. And let's move on to the next one. This one has some flowers, which I love. This is an absolutely adorable design. Did I bring it back in here? Let me see. And it's big. And you could use You Are My Sunshine, or just the flowers, or all of it. It's totally up to you what parts you want to use. So this is the design that I put on the last one. We're not going to use it. This is a beautiful design that I've used quite a bit. It's called Folk Art Forest. This is the one we're going to actually use. This is called it's called Tree Doodles or something like that. We're going to use that one. I just pulled this one out because I think it's so fun. It's just a whole bunch of mushrooms, and I pulled this one out because right now it's my favorite stencil. And so I just got some stuff out to show you real quick. Magnolia has a ton of fabulous all over patterns and large designs that work great for a pillow. Okay, I've not used this before, but I am not going to fuzz it because it'll get enough fuzz just off of this pillow cover, and I'm not likely to stretch it, removing it from this piece of fabric. Okay, let's just lay this down for a second. And I'm going to eyeball this. If you wanted it to cover every inch of the pillow, there is a repeating pattern on here, so you could do that. I'm not that ambitious. You also, okay, I want it to be straight from the top down. And you also want it, you know, not wonky. So I could cover this whole thing by just moving it around, but I'm just going to do it in the center because I think that looks really nice. All right, and we're doing black and white again, and I'm using my big old, I don't know what this thing is called, but it's in accessories. You can also use this with your medium and a stencil, but I prefer to just use it to make sure these bigger designs are down good. Here's the other side. Okay. This one is going to take some ink here because it's a big repeating pattern. Okay, we'll see. I probably will need a little more. Kathy Collins says she loves the idea of both sides being used. I am so frugal. I really am, you guys. And these pillow covers are not expensive, and they are so nice. They hold up so well. But yeah, I'm kind of frugal. And if you think I'm kind of frugal, oh my gosh, my husband is 10 times more frugal. He always says that's because he's Scottish, which, you know, he's a mix of everything, just like me. But our last name is Scott, so he's claiming that Scottish history or whatever, and saying that that's why he's frugal. Okay, and I'm being careful because I don't want to go outside of my boundaries. So I'm just getting my ink on here, and then I will come back and remove the big globs. Make sure that everything is covered all the way out to the edges. Okay, I need a little bit more. So I'm pushing hard enough to get my ink to go through the mesh holes in this stencil design, but not so hard that I'm, you know, creating problems with my stencil. And then I'm just looking to make sure that I have everything covered, and I have the big globs up, and I don't have any globs on my hands. This is what it looks like. Let's take a little peek. Oh, I see some that I missed already. Get a small squeegee. is absolutely so adorable. I don't know who doodled this, but it's a fabulous doodling Christmas tree thing. Okay, I'm just putting my stencil over here. Clean my hands off. Look how cute that is. Isn't that adorable? And I think it's going to look great on either side of the couch with the other stencil that has the repeating houses and trees. So this is one side, and here's the other. So that's what I wanted to show you. How much would this cost to make? What would cost whatever stencil design you purchase or maybe already have. And then the pillow covers, gosh, I think they're like $6 or $8 a piece. And then you're not using so much ink that you can really even, you know, say what the price of that is. But it's a really good deal. And what I do is instead of having a closet full of 30 or 40 pillows, I have some good pillow inserts that you can get at any fabric store, home goods store, whatnot, that are going to be 12 by 12. I think this is 12. No, 18 by 18 or 16 by 16. That will work too. And I just swap out the cover. So I have 2 boxes in here that I'm trying to get organized of pillow covers that I've made. But then I keep using the same inserts over and over and over. Dixie says it's beautiful. Well, thank you. So super, super easy. I'm excited to start doing some projects for the porch. I will heat set this with a hot iron, no steam. When it's fully dry, I'll put a piece of parchment paper on top of it, you know, to protect my iron. Do 3 or 4 minutes on each side, and that's it. All right, well, let me know if you would like my complete supply list, or if you have any questions, feel free to sprinkle all that normal good stuff. Hope that you have a blessed and wonderful rest of your day. Be looking for photos later this afternoon.